make sure that you practice the sequence that I've included at the end of this video before attempting these deeper and very strong ways of practicing. So we're going to start off with Uttanasana, or forward bend. And in this video, we're just going to address how to get that length, that last little bit of length on the hamstring. So sometimes this is the very hardest part to stretch and to really get deeper into that forward bend. So you can almost do a back bend in your forward bend versus having this, this roundness in the spine. So it takes time. And a few ways to work on this is to really lift the sit bones towards the roof or the ceiling. So pressing the four corners of the feet, the outer edge of the foot into the mat, lifting the kneecaps so the legs are very active. And then we lift the sit bones. So lift the sit bones, work this last little section of the hamstring. And another way that we can work on this is we can use a belt. So we bring the belt around the waist here and through the front, so that I have a harness here. So I'll show you, this is what the back looks like and the front. And this is going to help me untuck my pelvis and stretch that last bit of hamstring that is the toughest part to stretch sometimes. So stretch, really untuck the pelvis and do it with making sure that you're not holding your breath. Untuck the pelvis and come into your forward fold. So maintaining the legs very active, spread the toes, lift the knees, and then use your belt to really gain that length in the hamstring, so that you can remove that curvature, that rounding of the back here. Really get into that forward fold and then release. So again, making sure that you're breathing while doing this and making sure that you're not jerking or pulling the belt too strongly. So you get in and you don't hurt yourself while you're doing this. Okay, so the second way to work at this, to work at really opening the hamstrings, lengthening the hamstrings, is as a very strong way to work in forward fold. So be very careful with this one. Make sure if you have a detached hamstring that you know how to work it, or wait until it heals, and go at it with your breath. So breathing throughout the process, not holding your breath here. So I'm going to bend my knees and I'm going to bring my torso in contact with my quads here. And then I'm going to bring that internal rotation of the top of the femur here. And I am maintaining that contact between my body and my thighs, right? So it's very, I have a good contact there. So I'm bending the knees and I hold on to my legs and I start straightening the knees here. When I straighten the knees, I have to lengthen through the sit bones here. I have to make my hamstring longer by lifting the sit bones, up towards the ceiling, and not lose that contact between my body and my legs. So I slowly straighten my knees by really lengthening the leg and not losing that contact. So I can do this a few times, really making sure that my feet are wide, arches are lifted, and then maintain that contact and lift the sit bones up. And you can work like that. So lift the two sit bones up towards the ceiling gain that last little bit of length here on the hamstring and maintain the contact of the body with the legs. So that's another really great way to start improving forward folds. Carefully breathing without holding your breath. Please get guidance of a teacher before you do it to anybody else. You can do it to yourself, like I showed you on this video. And start there, and once you're really comfortable and you know the limits, then before you do it to someone else, make sure that you get a little bit of training on that from an experienced teacher, because nothing replaces that knowledge that you receive directly when someone's teaching you. You know, maybe watching a video, it gives you the idea that it exists, and then, or reading it in a book, but then really that experience, that hands-on experience with the guidance from someone is very important.
You do whatever you're doing and I will correct it and see what happens.
Okay. So this is what I'm doing. Trying to do this adjustment.
Okay. So the first thing, this should be much lower now on your coccyx. Alright. Then what you do? Now stop. When you're going beyond this position, you're rounding your back. So rotate your thighs in, stamp on the outer hips and try to drop here, not here so much. And your arms are not long enough, but you can bring the belt over more towards your head and pull on it. Yeah, it's a good idea to keep your thumbs there. Yeah, like that, but be aware of what's happening here. And what is happening here in lifting this. Now, you can do the same thing if you like, sitting down. But you hang your belt from a doorknob or something. Can be very... Or if you want to use this on it, put this higher up. Put your belt through this loop. So it's probably easier to put it through here. No, the other way. And for you this may be fine, but for other people this button will not be strong enough. Right? Step forward first. Now slowly begin to sit down. You will be pulled back, so be prepared to walk back. Yeah. There you are. There is your Paschimottanasana.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And then
Yeah, that's where you have to drop here. Now hold it, hold it, hold it. Since you're doing it, you can try this. I will try it with a block. You can put a block here where you want to go down. This way. Okay. Keep the block down here and come sit up. Sit up more, sit up more, sit up more, sit up. See what that does? Yeah. Now that's where you want to go down from, as you go down. So let's try a little thinner block. Okay, go. Up, 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 up. And go down again from where the block is. And let's try that yellow brick. Go down. No. Hands on the floor. Go up. So it gives you the idea where the back bench or forward bench should come from.
From here.
Even lower down if you can. Okay, to do it a little better, come up. Let me see if I can slacken this a little. Give me slack. Okay, go now. Okay, now put this behind you. Go down first. Put behind you first, as far down as you can that way. Okay, and then come up. Yeah, that looks better to me. That's also your Dandasana position.
This much untucking?
Because it's doing wrong, otherwise you don't need to tuck so much.
Side doesn't.
The root of that movement is not here, it's here, lower down. And if you stay there slowly, you can lower the block even more. But don't break the block. Let me try to put this behind the belt and see if that works better. Okay, try that. No, I don't quite do it. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
No. It's got to be in front of the belt. Yeah, here, try and get it as far down as you can. And then come up. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Totally, the other secret is don't get old. But don't use a very hard block there, it can hurt your vertebra. Like none of those wooden things. Keep it softer. And then try and do it without the block.
And without the belt and the
Or without the belt also. See if the mind can go there and create the same sense. So first sit in Dandasana. Lift the buttocks very, very, very high. Okay, and remember your tendency is to do it from the lumbar. Don't do it from the lumbar. Do it from much lower down and then slowly go forward. As soon as you find the lumbar is doing it, stop again, untuck the pelvis and go down. And you have to do it gently so you don't tear your hamstring.
I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that it's useful for you in your journey of learning forward folds and improving the length in the hamstring and working without injury. If you have any questions, please send me questions and comments below, and see you on the next video.